Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto Two Blue Vortex discussion. Today, I want to bring to your attention a topic that I saw a lot of you guys down in the comment section been mentioning, which is, are Sarada and Sumire in danger when it comes to Ada and Daemon? Now, you guys know I've been saying for a while now that this is a dangerous game that Sarada and Sumire are playing with Ada and trying to fool her into thinking that they're really under her omnipotent shinjutsu carried a very high risk, and that I believe it wasn't a matter of if Ada realizes something was wrong, but more like when she realizes something was wrong. And in Boruto Naruto Next Generations manga, we had Shikamaru present a Chekhov's gun that hasn't been fired off yet by having him warn Sarada and Sumire that they'll need to be wary of Daemon, because if Daemon figures out that they're immune to Ada's shinjutsu to control people's hearts, they're going to be in danger from Daemon, because Daemon will realize that they can actually kill her, and if Daemon realizes that, they're the ones who are going to be in trouble. When we look back then, Shikamaru's brilliant plan was for the two of them to stay close to Ada, close enough that should she actually be viewed as a threat to Konoha, they'd be in close enough proximity to her to eliminate Ada, because Boruto and Kawaki would be able to buy time fighting against Daemon to give them the few precious seconds that they needed in order to kill Ada. However, ever since Shikamaru concocted that brilliant plan of his, everything has changed. Kawaki activated Ada's shinjutsu and swapped the memories of everyone to believe Boruto is the outsider and Kawaki is the rightful son of Naruto. And to make things worse, Kawaki has everyone believing that Boruto killed Naruto, and so everyone on the entire continent is hunting down Boruto with the express intent of killing him to get their revenge for Naruto's death. It's a dire situation when you think of how this change of fate impacts Sarada and Sumire. They have no literal backup in this situation. Kawaki certainly is not going to be willing to help them fight off Daemon, especially once he learns that on top of them being immune to Ada's charm powers or control, there are also people who know the truth about what it is he's done to Naruto and Hinata, but also that he's been lying to everyone about being Naruto's son and manipulating everyone into trying to kill Boruto. At that point, they don't just have to worry about Daemon and Ada being upset with them, they also have to worry about Kawaki as well. Just based off what we have in the manga chapter, they definitely need to be worried, because Ada knows that something is up with Sarada and Sumire, regardless as to how they're actually trying to frame it, because of the look we see her giving them and her direct line of questioning. When we sit back and think of how Ada has handled things in the past, she's shown that she is someone who does not mind playing the long game to get what she wants, and as we saw with Code, while she does give you the rope to hang yourself, she usually gives you small indirect warnings that you're beginning to get on her kill list, and unless you're someone who isn't paying attention to the signs like Code, she makes those warning signs subtle but clear as day that you're running out of time, and the whole time you have Daemon sitting there waiting for orders to kill whoever it is that she wants to lead it. In the last chapter, Daemon gave Sarada and Sumire a warning glare, and it was the type of look that is more effective than any sort of words that could be spoken by him to them at that point in time. Daemon, without saying a word, let them know they've been put on notice, and with how quickly he looked up from his sister's lap, he was ready to start throwing hands at the two of them with no regard for the fact that both of them are female, because in Daemon's mind, equal rights means you get equal lefts. Man or woman can get slapped up as far as he's concerned. We see that Sarada appears to have once again frozen up when Ada begins to question him, which is consistent with what we've seen with Sarada in the past when it comes to Ada. For instance, when Sarada, Ada, and Sumire were all lying on the bed next to each other, Sarada began to buckle under the pressure of the moment and had to be reeled in by Sumire and allow Sumire to take charge in that moment, because unlike Ada, Sumire was the one who was built for this. We know based off of her origin story that Sumire is used to wearing a public face and hiding her true face behind the mask. While everyone thought she was this meek little Hinata clone who talks softly and faints and twiddles her fingers, Sai and the Anbu caught on to the fact that she was the one behind the Nue attacks, and so too did Mitsuki. Sumire is the one who will be the key to keeping them from ending up in Daemon's slaughterhouse, and she knows that, which is why she took charge once again in this chapter to ease Ada of any concerns that she might have towards them not being affected. and she knew enough to play into Ada's ego by saying that no one could resist her charm powers. Even though in their conversation, both of them showed more devotion towards Boruto than either of them had ever pretended to show towards her when they were fooling her into thinking that they were under her control via her charm shinjutsu. While I do still believe that the entire situation will end with Sarada being able to offer Ada the genuine friendship that Ada has never been able to get up until now, and that it only transpires that way if Sumire is able to use her Oscar level acting skills to fool Ada into thinking they're under her control long enough for Sarada to make a true friend out of her. I will say they run the risk of blowing up that potential outcome because of what this will mean for Ada. Sumire told us back when she and Team 7 were being briefed in the Hokage office about their mission to guard Ada inside of that horny house, and she says that she believed that Ada wanted something more than her charm powers could offer. Basically that she wanted a genuine connection, and the way Ada looked at Sarada when she told her that they could be real friends backed up Sumire's intuition in that moment. Due to her abilities, Ada isn't lacking for simps. Even grown men like Sai and people like Mitsuki, whose sexual attraction preferences have been questioned for years now, both of them turn into simps with a tingly feeling in their loins at the sight of Ada that rival only the horny antics of Jiraiya from Naruto's manga. However, what she wants is a true connection where she knows that someone likes her for her, enjoys being in her presence for her, not because of the power that she wields over them that forces them to enjoy being around her. Essentially, she's lonely and starved for a true human connection that she hasn't had since Amato implanted all that ninja tech inside of her body, in particular binding that ninja tech with Shibai's DNA. When she does learn that they are faking it, there will still be a chance that she acts based off of emotion, because at the end of the day, she is a woman and she orders Daemon to kill them. She's going to feel betrayed that they pretended this entire time, and it's going to bring into question the concept that Hoshino from Oshinoko mentioned in that series manga, which is that sometimes you can carry out a lie so much that it eventually becomes the truth. Is Ada going to be willing to believe that both things in this situation are true? Can she believe that Sarada and Sumire were just carrying out their mission to get close to her, while also believing that Sarada was sincere in her statement of wanting to be real friends and form that relationship? Can she really buy into the belief that Sarada is actually her friend and there's no ulterior motive behind it? However, even if Ada does believe so, will Daemon still follow through with wanting to attack them? Because by being immune to the shinjutsu, they are a threat to Ada. If we go back to when Ada and Daemon were first introduced in Boruto Naruto Next Generations manga, she made it a point to say that she was reluctant to awaken Daemon, and that point was never expounded on after that. I've discussed this before in an older video, but Ada and Daemon's relationship and the personalities and some of their actions actually mirror that of Amaterasu, i.e. Ada, and Susanoo, i.e. Daemon. Amaterasu and Susanoo, as you guys know, are the Shinto deities that inspired the powers that we see with the Uchiha clan's Mangekyo. The Amaterasu that we see in particular with those who have the Mangekyo and Sasuke's bloodline, and the Susanoo that every person who awakens both Mangekyo in their body has access to. Daemon is every bit as wild and rambunctious as Susanoo was, and Ada is every bit as cautious of her brother as Amaterasu was. The fact that Ada was the first one we saw when Code entered into that cave, and when she was woken up, it goes back to the mythology itself, because Amaterasu was locked away in a cave just like Ada was, and one of the first things that Amaterasu does when she leaves the cave is look into a mirror, just as Ada, one of the first things that she does is look at her own reflection inside the mirror. There's a lot of surrounding events and context that led to Daemon and Ada being sealed away that we don't actually know about. All we know is that Boro was a big enough of a simp for Ada that he defied Jigen's orders to have her killed, and from there we can assume she made a plea to spare her brother as well, and because Boro is a simp, he agreed to it. However, we never have any payoff for Ada's worry about waking Daemon up and her reluctance to do so. Now, this could be it. If Daemon still decides to be the overprotective younger brother and still tries to kill Sarada and Sumire because he believes that they're lying to Ada, that would spell bad news for Sarada and Sumire, unless they powered up to a high enough of a level beyond Jigen that they can fight Daemon, or unless Boruto comes flying in to step on Daemon's face like he did Code, and that becomes the catalyst to a payoff of the line of Daemon wanting Boruto to become strong enough that he can fight full power against him. I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this though. While you think that over, click here to watch these other Naruto Explain videos.